What's going on, family? I hope everybody's doing well. If you're in your car, I want you to relax. I want you to sit back. If you're at home, kick back, put your feet up, and take it easy. One more time. We're going to do it. One more time. Okay, tonight we got a decent show. It's about men and women in context. So we want to talk about men and women in context. So I take calls and stuff like that. I have my men's meetings, and it was real cool. What's going on, Rand? It was real cool, to talk to the brothers. I've been in that barbershop 30 years, y'all. Been doing this a long time, getting this researched information so that I can put this out here, so I can bridge the gap with men and women. So we're gonna try to give it a shot. So I was talking to my mother today, right? So I'm trying to put the show together. I'm trying to put the show in context about men and women, and unrelated to a personal, like intimate relationship. My mother called me. So when I was talking to my mother, she said that there was dark in her room. Now my mother lived far away, right? She on the West Coast. My mom's far away. So I don't know day to day what she got going on, right? Because I'm not in the day to day operations in her life. So she kind of got upset and she said, "You're not listening to me. You ain't listening." She said, "I've opened up the blinds. I turned on the light and I can't see." So now let's put that in context. I'm thinking that my mother, maybe the light was a little dim, or maybe she didn't open the blinds up enough or something like that, because my mother never really had a sight problem. Now, again, she's an elder, she's older, but that doesn't mean she has a sight problem as far as I know. So I went back and I asked the question. I said, "Hold on, Mom." I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "I'm saying to you, my front porch, that light was only 75 watts. I needed 150 watt out there, right? Because it was dim. So I'm thinking that the light was just dim, or she needed a bigger wattage light, not that she had a problem with her eyesight. So after we straightened that out, then I said, "Hey, Ma, I also had a problem in my kitchen." I said, "Hey, I had a dimmer bulb in my kitchen. Like this when I first moved into my house no years ago. I went in there when I changed the wattage in the bulb, changed the whole effect on the room right on my kitchen." So we're talking about putting things in context. If I would have just let that slide, my mother would have thought that I wasn't listening to her. I didn't know my mother was saying she had an eyesight problem. That's not what she said. She said I wasn't listening to her. And then she was right, and within the context in which she saw that, she was absolutely correct. So I'm saying with our relationships, y'all, I was writing the show for today. She called me, then I returned the call. I called her back. And then we had that situation. So I put that in the show because it was just really convenient that I'm trying to write a show, men and women in context. And then me and my mother, we got some stuff taken out of context. So that's how I'm gonna start the show off, because it was just like kind of crazy that just jumped off like that. So we want to talk about different ways to put things in context for men and women. Okay. So when we say in context, it could be one thing that could be viewed two different ways, and both perspectives are right. We can have one topic, one situation, one conversation, and you could view it two different ways, and both of them are right. So now we're going to try to put it in context. We're going to start off with the ladies. Ladies, you're not being negative when you say that a man needs money. Okay, that's not a negative situation. You're biologically wired for that man to provide for you financially. Okay, if it wasn't finance with money, he needed to know how to build. He needed to know how to hunt. That's all part of provision. So now it convert to going out hunting and building huts, or a shelter, into him getting a job, paying for house, food, and whatever else needed for the family. So now, when we put that in context, fellas, yes, we have sugar babies. Yes, we have gold diggers. Yes, that can be abused. Okay. Those are usually females. You can go to the YouTube Clipper Dome Chronicles page and look up what a man is and what a woman is. These are titles, these are not ages. So when a woman is telling you, fellas, that she needs you to have money, she's biologically wired for you to take care of her. Most of them, not all, most of them. That's why she's saying that. So when they say I don't want no scrub, she just saying I need you to be able to provide. But then do some women abuse that? Yes, a sugar baby might. Yes, a gold digger might, but not most women. Then, fellas, we have some females. Some females play, they want to, we call it a game for men. She want to see how much money you can spend to see if you're worthy of her time. That is for us, that looks like abuse and that looks like a game. But for her, she want to see if you worth her time with the money that you have available. So that is why we're trying to put it in context. Ladies, there is no such thing for men, for a man, for a protector and a provider. A man fat shaming, there's no such thing. He's biologically wired. to be aesthetically pleased with you in his eyes, just like you biologically wired to be pleased with his financial capabilities. They are one and the same. You can't change them. You got to put it in context and you cannot separate them. There is no fat shaming. Now, do you have a player? Do you have a boy? Do you have an F boy who may abuse that situation and talk about a woman who is overweight? Absolutely. He will abuse that. That is what they do. But a man won't do that. So for a man, there's no such thing as fat shaming. He's just biologically wired to be aesthetically pleased with what he sees. So when women call me and they want to know why they can't get a man, it's biological, ladies. It's not a fat shaming situation. But do some people abuse it? Absolutely, positively, yes, they do. So we want to we get into the situations where we want to be proactive in our relationships. When I say I want you to be proactive, I want you to do all the things that you can do that are prerequisites, the things that you know need to be done for the successful, healthy relationship. Take your time out, find out what men want. Fellas, find out what women want. Ladies, find out what men need. Then the fellas got to find out what women need. Then that's being proactive. So when you approach, you won't have so many problems on the back end. Being proactive today will keep you from dealing with something tomorrow. Because trust me, in a relationship, if you want it healthy and you want it to be healthy and happy, you're going to have to be proactive and put that work in. So that's all we want to do. We want to keep it light and tight tonight. So y'all go ahead. I want y'all to enjoy this. We want you to take this. We want you to test this. We want you to try this. Take it to the barbershop or take it to the hair salon. Take it to the job or take it to the church. Remember, you don't have to like it, believe it, or understand it. Sometimes you just have to respect it. This is the Clipper Dome Chronicles. Thank you.